Dear friends, disciples, and devotees, you know that I have devoted my life to Savitri, and Savitri is my yoga. But today I am honored to share with you part of a text from Alan Vickers, whom we fondly know as Vikas. He speaks about Savitri, and I feel it has great relevance today and for the future. It's a long text, so I will only quote some passages. We begin. For most poets of the spiritual, their inspiration rises from a momentary visitation of light from above the lid of the mind, or from some passionate outburst from deep within, or a calm, quiet expression of the psychic being, the soul. In Savitri, we constantly get lines written from such a permanently vast and luminous station of consciousness above the mind that it was said of Sri Aurobindo that he had a mind of light. It saw from timelessness the works of time. This is the summit of consciousness, from which the past and the future are seen as a single panorama, from which prophecy is manifested, and the truth and fullness of things is effortlessly seized. Sri Aurobindo's Savitri traces the journey of the soul through its life experience and traces the exploration of the subtle worlds that are encountered by seekers. It is our own story. Our lives are the debate of love and death. We are born into a world of inconscience. Yet in childhood, we live in the moment, unburdened by thoughts of yesterday and tomorrow. Life is discovery. It is play. It is joy. We grow and change and collect our burden of damage. Our lives are lived in an existential darkness, occasionally visited by moments when light breaks through. For a period, we are in the school of hard knocks, at the mercy of the world's cruelty and life's seemingly random events that shape our journey. Notwithstanding any attempts by parents or religions to try and mold us into accepting their attitudes and values, it is through our own experience of the pain and suffering of life that we come to see that we have a soul that collects experience and grows by it. This is the beginning of awakening. We begin to seek to understand the deeper meaning of our journey. If one's need is great enough, one aspires to move beyond being at the mercy of a world that seems, for a large part, submerged in ugliness, falsehood, and ignorance. But we have accumulated and constructed around ourselves our own hard shell of thoughts and ideologies that act as a filter to shield us from the intrusions of this very mixed world we find ourselves in. The inner journey now demands that if we are to move further, we must be prepared to break, to let go of this shell, of all these accumulated ideas of good and bad. We are then in a sea of uncertainty, in which we either sink or swim, according to the extent that we are guided either by someone we have chosen who has gone further on this perilous journey and knows the way, or else by our own inner truth. At this stage, we still see ourselves as being humans that have a soul and believe it is by our own efforts and aspiration that we can progress. Our effort in growing is to make the right choices, to seek to unify our whole being around this often submerged inner being. At some point, our accumulated experiences can make us ready for divine grace to shatter the lid of mind and destroy the illusion that we are the doers. Our perception of ourselves then undergoes a profound change. We no longer are the selves we thought we were, and we discover above the lid of mind that the self we are is wide as the world, as the universe, and timeless. It is one with the self, capital S, of existence. It is essentially no longer a case that we are humans with a soul, but souls having another human experience. We know from Sri Aurobindo's and Mother's experience that humanity may be on a journey to some other state beyond the human, and yet we have begun to know and really value, perhaps for the first time, the true and beautiful humanness of our human experience. They have also made us see that there is no end to this journey, and that it requires us to explore the body, our own human matter, at a more precise and deeper level. We realize that the consciousness can only progress to the extent that not only our minds and feelings are transformed, but our very cells need to consent to transformation. Every trace of darkness and shadow must be hunted from its lair if the light is to possess us utterly. The power of transformation is love itself, which is one with light and force. It is, we are, the debate of love and death. This is the lesson of Savitri. Namaste.